One is very busy reading up this book already.
It's best-selling.
Exactly. Number 2 at MPH, right? And of course, this is Kit Chan's Guide to the Business of Photography. And we have here the man himself in the studio to tell us more about this. Hello, Mr. Kit Chan.
Hi, Samir.
It's
Hi,
a pleasure to meet you.
I was so looking forward to it. To be talking to you in the studio.
Thank you.
Well, first of all, congratulations for publishing this book.
Yes.
And maybe for the benefit of the viewers, you know, just like some info. How long have you been a professional photographer?
Well, Zamir, I started the year dinosaur died. I mean, well, basically 12 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, I started professional photography 12 years ago, and of course, with internet's age, that's a long time ago.
And how did you start at that time? You know, I'm sure it was like humble beginnings. You know, you bought your first camera. At the time, it was not DSLR. It was just a normal SLR, I suppose.
Yes.
Right? No digital form at the time.
Yes.
Did you start small? Maybe taking pictures of your friends' weddings or something like that?
Well, actually, I started really small. Okay. Just a bit of background. Before that, I was actually doing corporate work.
Oh.
So I actually have quite a cushy job. At 20 years old, I actually have a company car, a credit card, company phone, you know. And then I decided to take a sabbatical.
Right.
And I want to apprentice in a professional studio. And the first assignment was to wash toilets.
Really?
Yes, and the second assignment was actually to paint walls outside of a two-story factory lot, and that's at about 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So that's how small we started. Yeah.
Right. Wow. Had you always liked photography from a very young age?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me put it in this way. I always like photos. It's just like we are all Malaysians. We like food, right? But how many of us are chefs? So from a very young age, I actually like a lot of images, a lot of photos, very powerful photos like those of Mother Teresa or those of Princess Diana. But I never imagined I could one day do it too.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm actually quite a late bloomer in that sense.
So at what age did you think that, you know, setting up a business or being a professional photographer would be a good business for you? Well,
actually, I didn't really thought that it would be a good business for me. I just wanted to take a break from my my corporate work,
Yeah.
which is I wanted to take a sabbatical, but
so it was just a hobby in the beginning.
Yes,
yes. It's a 12-year break.
I know. And now, I mean, everyone knows you as the celebrity photographer, and you also, and I think it's important to point this out to the viewers there that Kit Chan is also the very first Malaysian to be accepted as a member of the Wedding Photojournalists Association. Tell us a little bit about the association.
Applause is in order, of course.
Actually, it came as a surprise when I was invited to be part of that association, because at that point when I started wedding photography, it was really about who came and who didn't come. But just to keep myself sane, you know, it's not really a job that I wanted, right? I infused a technique called wedding photojournalism,
right?
And somehow the work just got noticed, and I was invited to be part of that association.
So the definition of wedding photojournalism would be where you would record the moments of how the process of the wedding, right? From how it started right till the end. And what I think what photographers are really known for is actually to capture the essence of that moment, right? So your main area of expertise, would it be weddings or portraits, outdoor shoots? You know, there's a different categories, right? So what would you think would be your best?
Actually, the three main areas that we focuses a lot on is actually corporate, weddings and family photography, which actually we do a lot of corporate portraits for CEOs, board of directors, and also pictures for corporate meets. And internationally we do a lot of weddings. In fact, the team Kit Chan was actually last year listed on Condé Nast Brides UK's list as the only Asian team to be the extremely talented wedding photographers in the world.
I saw that on your Facebook.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
When you first photographed a high-profile personality, you probably remember the first high-profile personality.
Yes.
If you can name whoever that is. How was it like for you? Did you get nervous? Like, how was it like for you?
Well, actually, one of the more vivid now at that point of time, which is like 10, 12 years ago, wedding photography was really the bottom of the supply chain. So if you're a serious photographer, you want to be a commercial photographer, because commercial photographers charge up to $60,000 per shoot.
Right.
And at that point of time, my day rate was 300 ringgit. And people, and people thought I was expensive, including of my cost. So you don't really want to be a wedding photographer.
Right.
But I was actually doing some corporate portraits of some very prominent VVIPs. In this case, it's actually Tun Zaidin, which is the former Chief Justice and the current Bursa Chairman.
Yes.
And you know, one day I just got a call from then Tan Sri. Tan Sri said, "Kid, you know, my son Azlan is getting married. You know, could you come and take some pictures?" Now you are 22 years old. What do you tell the Chief Justice? No or what? They said, well, we said, yep, I'll be there. So yeah, so that was very vivid. But I remember very clearly, because those days Malay weddings was about who came and who didn't come, not so much about the entire. So I said, to keep myself sane, you know, to keep myself interested, I need to infuse some element of art. And I say, if this 2% of work, no, they don't like it, I'll write it off.
Right.
But that was what captured imagination of many of the
so
people.
in this book, you wrote about
the business.
about the business itself.
Yes.
So what are among the things that you're sharing with you know, everyone who wants to know what it's all about?
Yeah.
Well, actually, many people, especially I meet a lot of young people today, and they say they want to be a professional photographer, and they want to see what to be, you know, to be where we are today. But actually, we must understand it's part of a journey.
Yes.
Yep.
And I must say that it came as a surprise that it's now a best-selling book.
Yes.
But I think I saw on.
It's no surprise to us.
I saw in Datuk Mazil Lokman, the celebrity MCs. He posted on his status to say, "Well, this is really a story of hope, you know."
Yep.
I mean, at 14 years old, I was very lost. I was a young boy who was very lost. I attempted suicide. Coming from a very privileged background, who lost everything, you know, and then I didn't know, I was very lost, and I go through a long journey of recovery through friends and mentorship, and this, what I really want to tell, you know, if someone like Kit Chan can do it, so can anybody, and that's the real gist of it. And coming back to how this book came about was actually when I was contacted by Unyo, which is a special consultant to MPH, and he said he wants a book on photography. Would I be interested in writing it? You know, I asked him whether it's a vanity publishing, and he said no. And out of respect of this prolific writer, we met, and he said, why a book like that? I said, there's so many free content online.
Yes.
Right.
He said, that's exactly the point, because there's so many free content, people do not know where to start. And also a lot of books, this genre of books are written for the Western market.
Right.
So a lot of people think, oh, it works in America, it works in Britain, it won't work in Malaysia.
Right.
So we wanted a book that is for a Malaysian, by a Malaysian.
Something local.
Yes, local.
Aren't you afraid that you might be giving out too many secrets for other budding photographers out there?
I think we should never be afraid of that, because if you have no newcomers, you will never become a pioneer.
Yeah.
And of course, we need a very strong industry. The truth of the matter today is there's a lot more jobs out there than we could actually take. So it's about time that we receive so much from this industry. We need to give back.
So the photography business in general in Malaysia, is it a growing business still?
Yes, I definitely think so, because people still take a lot of pictures, and people say everybody's a photographer. That's the truth, and that's also could become an advantage, because you got a lot of photographers, but good photographers are lacking. So people now are more educated what are good photos and what are not the good photos. Yeah.
And Kit, you were a part of the British Next Top Model Cycle 6 shoot.
Yeah.
How was it? Oh my God, I've always wanted to be on set.
Yeah.
How was
that experience?
It was an awesome experience. Of course, I have to kept my mouth shut for the longest time because I was bound by NDA, you know. Yeah. And I remember very vividly, I was in Melbourne doing a shoot, and I was contacted from London, and I was so excited to do that shoot. And of course, I personally felt, and I think she would agree, that the eventual winner, Tiffany Pisani, I think she was kind of like not the favorites, you know, but we kind of like had chemistry because she really like posed. So we got really good pictures of her as well.
Yep. Well, Kit, before we conclude, maybe you can share some of the main attributes or qualities of a good photographer.
Yes, I think a good photographer depends on where you're playing. If you're professional, you need to be a very people person.
Right.
I mean, especially if you're a portrait photographer.
Yes.
You need to relate to other people, and you need to be an effective communicator. And of course, practice, 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 you know. What they say is, you know, your first 10,000 photos are your worst. So you go beyond that, then you'll be good.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think I've taken more than 1,000.
That doesn't include selfies and
Yes.
Right. So before we conclude again, where can we get more information about you, your place, your website?
Besides getting this book, of course.
Yes.
Yes. You can get more information about the book at www.kitchan.com. Yes. And there's a lot of info.
This is only available in NPH?
Oh no, it's available in all major bookstores. And I just wanted to mention the book, all the author's royalty is actually pledged towards 2 youth charities.
Right, so do take note of this cover, Kit Chan's Guide to the Business of Photography. You can find it in any bookstores nationwide.
Yeah, so just one last question for you. Where next for Kit Chan after this?
Today Malaysia, tomorrow the world.
Well, we travel a fair bit, so we'll see where it goes.
Right.
Yeah. He's already traveled the world,
yes,
so
I know.
that's already been done.
We obviously here wish you all the very best.
Thank you.
Kit. It's been a pleasure having you in the studio.
It's been a pleasure coming back. Thank you so much.
So www.kitchan.com is the website for you to go to for more information if you go on the website.